Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'd like to share with you with some successful example of my investing practice, and it's related to this company which is called Advanced Micro Devices. And last week there was an AI event which was presented by CEO of the company, Lisa Su, where she demonstrated their new equipment, this rack scale solution, which is called Helios, also the new CPU and as well as GPU. But I'm not going to go into the technical details. I was more interested in their financial performance, which was also shown during this event, even though the earnings will be released later on August 4th, if I'm not mistaken. So what was my progress with this company? Look, I started to build the position last year during so-called Liberation Day, when US President told to the world that they are going to take the tariffs from all imported goods, and when the market started to go down. And as I built the position during this time, you can see that for the last year or so, my position increased roughly 360%, and at some point it was even 400, which makes like 5 times return to what I invested. And this, by the way, is a good example when you have at least one company in your portfolio which makes such an impressive return 5 times, that it compensates almost all your previous or losses or negative returns. It means that you could actually have 5 more equal investments, and these would go all bankrupt. So imagine you would lose everything. Only this one position would make you not to lose money. One can ask, like, okay, are you greedy not to sell it? By the way, yes, I did not sell anything. Technically, I have the profit only on the paper. So it means that on Monday, when the market opens, it all can go back down to the levels where I bought the shares, but I don't take this scenario, especially after watching the AI event. And have a look at the trend. So this slide comes from this presentation, which you can see the demand for AI continues to accelerate, and it goes like really exponentially. 158 times increase in tokens per month consumed over past 2 years. That's impressive. Then moving forward, I decided to compare the numbers with the previous year, because the similar event was held in 2025 by also Lisa Su, and these are the numbers presented last year, when she mentioned that the data center total addressable market would reach more than $1 trillion by 2030. Look, it was held in August last year, now is July, and this is the new event. Look how numbers changed. Now by 2030, the projection is already $1.4 trillion. I don't know what to expect next year, so because the trend is so far clear, it's still acceleration phase. Next, when we speak just about the CPU market, so the server CPU consumption here, they projected last year that by 2030 the CPU market will reach roughly $60 billion. Let's go to the new information. You see the guidance, which was this time 220. Again, coming back 60 220. Also, for those who follow AMD probably know, but for those who don't, it's worth mentioning that the CEO of AMD is usually very conservative. They usually deliver and exceed their guidance. So I would expect that this is the minimum, and I'm just trying to guess what's gonna be the actual return. So it means what, from 60 to 20, it's roughly 4 times higher than the guidance was last year. Also, last year they mentioned that the EPS earnings per share will exceed $20 by 2030. Oh, sorry, within 3-5 years. So it means from the 2028 to 2030. Now, at least the analysts mentioned that 2028 the EPS will be $19. And again, usually the real results are better than the analyst expectations. And by 2029, it's already projected $27 per share versus which was projected 20 or so. Then let me mention also about the CPU market, which is quite a big market for the AMD. And this is the chart of the server CPU market share growth. So last year it was shown 40%. This year it's improved to the 46%. So as you can see here, the EPYC, it's a name of the CPU, EPYC momentum continues to accelerate. So it's still an acceleration phase. Now, for those who follow me probably know that I don't pay too much attention to the analysts, but looking at these ones, look at the rank here, and all of them have 5 stars. I cannot open each and every one here, but believe me, I went through them. Almost all of them have impressive returns. And so these analysts are really good at what they do. And recently the projections, the price targets were improved quite a lot. And the most recent says that $730, 620. I'll remind you, it's roughly 530 at the moment. Even there was a target exceeding $1,000. Yeah, and there is some, the smallest area, 410, with the average target of $570. So which tells us that the Wall Street or the analysts see that as of today the stock is undervalued and they recommend strong buy. I'm telling all of this just to try to argument why I'm still holding to the position, why I don't sell anything, because I see the real improvement of the business together with the stock price. So I think that even such a steep growth is justified by the acceleration of the business performance. Let's go to another thing. So as I mentioned before, AMD will report in the beginning of August, and they will guide us even more. So there will be more numbers, what they earned in fact, and also the guidance for the next quarter and year. And obviously that these kind of companies, the equipment providers for the data centers build out, are really dependent on the hyperscalers. And as you probably know, that the earnings season has already started, and one of the hyperscalers already reported their earnings, and it was Google or Alphabet. And again, the company raised their capex. You see, before it was planned to spend between 180 billion to 190 billion dollars in this year. Now they increased it from 195 to 205 billion dollars, and it's coming forward, and it's not just because of the GPUs price increase, it's because of the demand itself as well. Also, quite a nice look ahead will give us next week, so you can see it's gonna be a really busy week for the investors who follow the stocks, and major companies will report. Speaking about again AMD, very important one to report will be Meta, because it's one of the biggest customers for AMD. They've got a deal for up to 6 gigawatts of compute, and Meta is going to also say their capex numbers, and also I wonder what they will mention about their chip that they plan to make starting this autumn, if I'm not mistaken. Also Amazon will report, which is also takes a big role in all these data centers and AI story. And obviously a few more. Coming to another topic, the PayPal will report. It's also interesting drama going on there, because first of all it's gonna be numbers released, which I'm curious to know how the business is going. But also recently you probably heard about the potential acquisition. So the PayPal got an offer from Stripe and Advent to basically take the PayPal for about they offered $60.5 per share, and the PayPal management refused it, saying no, it's way too low price you're offering. So we'll see how the negotiations, if there will be, how they will progress, and hopefully they manage to do to have better price, or maybe to run their business much more efficiently, let's say. So yes, this was my update on what's going on now. So I'm really busy with the numbers, with the analyzing. So last week I was listening to the earnings call, so I was reading the some presentations of the companies, and it takes time. So this week is gonna be even more interesting. And yeah, we'll see. The market is really nervous now because of multiple things which go on, including the Middle East story, and also what says Trump, what says the macroeconomy and the Federal Reserve, how the inflation goes. So it's jumping up and down, but for me it's more important to see the business execution, what the company says, and then based on that I make my decisions, if to keep holding, if to sell, if to buy. So yes, that's it from me for today. If you could share with me what is your biggest success in investing. And by the way, yeah, I wanted to mention that this position is really big for me, not in terms of the gain, but it takes around more than 30% of my portfolio. So each movement in the stock price influences a lot the whole portfolio. So I wonder if you have such a dominant position in your portfolio. If you can share with me, please, we can discuss in the comment section. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, and have a good day. Goodbye.